Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Amazing Sharks. Today, we're going over the Mako shark, and I know I owed you all a video Saturday, but I'm a couple of days late because I was sick with the flu, and I figured y'all would rather hear me upbeat, positive, and happy than sounding like I feel like crap. Anyways, as you may have noticed, we now have text on our videos. That's right. Every day I'm learning something new about how to make my videos better and better. And just think, for those of you who are currently subscribed, I want to thank each and every one of you. And I want you to know that, hey, you've been here since the beginning, so you get to watch the videos above. All right, on to the Mako sharks. All right, so for those of you who are slightly familiar with sharks, you will know that the Mako shark is classified in two species, the short fin and the long fin Mako shark. We'll start with the short fin Mako shark, which is also known as the blue pointer or bonito shark. It's a large mackerel shark and is the fastest known shark species able to reach speeds of 46 miles per hour in bursts. The short fin mako can attain a size of 13 foot in length and weigh 1,260 pounds. The species is classified as endangered by the IUCN. The short fin mako shark is a fairly large species of sharks. Growth rates appear to be somewhat accelerated in comparison to other species in the lamnid family. And yes, actually a name I can pronounce quite easily. An average adult specimen measures around 8.2 to 10.5 feet in length and weighs from 130 to 310 pounds. This species is sexually dimorphic, with females typically larger than males. Large specimens are known, with a few large mature females exceeding a length of 12 feet and a weight of 1,210 pounds. The largest taken on hook and line was 1,300 pounds, caught off the coast of California on June 3rd, 2013, and the longest verified length was 14.6 foot, caught off the Mediterranean coast of France in September 1973. A specimen caught off the coast of Italy and examined in an Italian fish market in 1881 was reported to weigh an extraordinary 2,200 pounds at a length of 13 feet. Yet another fish was caught off Marmaris, Turkey in the late 1950s at an estimated size between 5.7 and 6.19 meters, or 18.7 and 20.3 feet, making it the largest known specimen of the species. However, this estimate was created using photos of the shark and not at the time of capture, so this estimate must be taken with reasonable caution. The authors did not estimate a weight for this specimen. The short-fin mako shark is cylindrical in shape with a vertically elongated tail. The species exhibits countershading with brilliant metallic blue coloration dorsally and white ventrally. The line of demarcation between blue and white on the body is distinct. The underside of the snout and the area around the mouth are white. Larger specimens tend to possess darker coloration that extends onto parts of the body that would be white in smaller individuals. The juvenile mako differs in that it has a clear blackish stain on the tip of its snout. The longfin mako shark very much resembles the shortfin mako shark, but has larger pectoral fins, dark rather than pale coloration around the mouth, and larger eyes. The presence of only one lateral keel on the tail and the lack of lateral cusps on the teeth distinguish the mako from the closely related porbugal sharks of the genus Lamna. The shortfin mako shark is also credited as being the fastest shark in the ocean, reaching moving speeds of 31 miles per hour with bursts up to 46 miles per hour. Due to this, it is often known as the cheetah or peregrine falcon of sharks. The shortfin mako inhabits offshore temperate and tropical seas worldwide. The closely related longfin mako shark is found in the Gulf Stream of warmer offshore waters such as New Zealand and Maine. It is a pelagic species that can be found from surface depths of 490 feet, normally far from land, though occasionally closer to shore around islands or inlets. One of the very few known endothermic sharks, it is seldom found in waters colder than 61 degrees Fahrenheit. In the western Atlantic, it can be found from Argentina and the Gulf of Mexico to Browns Bank off of Nova Scotia. In Canadian waters, these sharks are neither abundant nor rare. Swordfish are good indicators of shortfin mako populations, as the former are a source of food and prefer similar environmental conditions. fins. The shark is one of the most commonly found in the waters of New Zealand. Short-fin mako sharks travel long distances to seek prey or mates. In December 1998, a female tagged off California was captured in the Central Pacific by a Japanese research vessel, meaning this fish traveled over 1,725 miles. Another specimen swam 1,322 miles in 37 days, averaging 36 miles a day. The short-fin Mako shark feeds mainly upon cephalopods and bony fish, including mackerels, tunas, bonitos, and swordfish, but it may also eat other sharks, porpoises, sea turtles, and seabirds. They hunt by lunging vertically up and tearing off chunks of their prey's flanks and fins. Mako swim below their prey so that they can see what is above and have a high probability of reaching prey before it notices them. In Ganziri and Isola Lipari, Sicily, short-fin makos have been found with amputated swordfish bills impaled into their head and gills, suggesting swordfish seriously injure and likely kill them. In addition, this this location in the late spring and early summer timing, corresponding to the swordfish's spawning cycle, suggests they hunt while the swordfish are most vulnerable, typical of many predators. Short-fin mako sharks consume 3% of their weight each day and take about 1.5 to 2 days to digest an average sized meal. By comparison, the sandbag shark, an inactive species, consumes 0.6% of its weight a day and takes 3 to 4 days to digest it. An analysis of the stomach contents of 399 male and female mako sharks ranging from 26 to 129 inches suggests mako from Cape Hatteras in the Grand Banks prefer bluefish, constituting 77.5% of their diet by volume. The average capacity of the stomach was 10% of the total weight. Short-fin mako sharks consume 4.3% to 14.5% of the available bluefish between Cape Hatteras and Georges Bank. Short-fin mako sharks over 9.8 feet have interior teeth considerably wider and flatter than smaller mako, which enables them to prey effectively upon dolphins, swordfish, and other sharks. An amateur videotape taken off the Pacific waters shows a moribund pantropical spotted dolphin whose tail was almost completely severed, being circled by a short-fin mako. Mako also tend to scavenge longline and netted fish. The bite of a short-fin mako shark is exceptionally strong. The current record for the strongest bite measured by any shark belongs to the short-fin mako that was recorded at Mayor Island in New Zealand in 2020. The shark had been coaxed into biting a custom-made bite meter as part of an experiment to measure mako bite force. The strongest bite recorded during the experiment was roughly 3,000 pounds of force, or roughly 13,000 newtons. Its endothermic constitution partially accounts for its relatively great speed. Like other lamnid sharks, the short-fin mako shark has a heat exchange circulatory system that allows the sharks to be 7 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than the surrounding water. This system enables them to maintain a stable, very high level of activity, giving it an advantage over its cold-blooded prey. The short-fin mako is a fast species that can leap into the air when hooked, making it a highly sought-after game fish worldwide. Some cases of short-fin mako jumping into a boat after having been hooked have been reported. The short-fin mako shark is a yolk sac oviviparous shark giving birth to live young. Developing embryos feed on unfertilized eggs within the uterus during the 15 to 18-month gestation period. They do not engage in sibling cannibalism, unlike the sand tiger shark. The 4 to 18 surviving young are born live in late winter and early spring at a length of about 28 inches. Females may rest for 18 months after birth before mating again. Short-fin mako sharks bear young on an average every 3 years. A common mating strategy of the short-fin mako sharks has been documented as using multiple paternity as a mating strategy known as polyandry. Polyandry is where the females mate with more than one male. The strategy is used to have a single brood sired by multiple males and is a common strategy in diverse taxa, including invertebrates and vertebrates. Short-fin mako sharks, as with most other sharks, are aged by sectioning vertebrae, one of the few bony structures in sharks, and counting growth bands. The age of the short-fin mako shark and therefore important parameters such as age of sexual maturity and longevity were severely underestimated until 2006. Claims of sexual maturity at 4 to 6 years claims of longevity as low as 11 years. Because of a poorly supported belief that short-fin mako sharks deposited 2 growth bands per year in their vertebrae. This belief was overturned by a landmark study which proved that the short-fin mako sharks only deposit 1 band in their vertebrae per year, as well as providing validated ages for numerous specimens. Natanson L. et al. 2006 aged 258 short-fin mako specimens and recorded a maximum age of 29 years in male, and that would be 8.5 feet fork length. Maximum age of 32 years in females, 10.99 foot fork length. 50% sexual maturity at 8 years in males, 6.07 foot fork length, and 50% sexual maturity at 18 years in females at 9.02 feet fork length. Similar validated age findings were made. Median age of maturity in males at 7 to 9 years, median age at maturity in females at 19 to 21 years. Longevity estimates 29 years and 28 years, respectively, in New Zealand waters. Due to this error, fishery management modules and ecological risk assessment modules in use around the world were underestimating both the longevity and age at sexual maturity in short-fin mako sharks, particularly in females, by 2/3 or more, 6 years versus 18 plus years, and some of these inaccurate models remain in use. Of all studied sharks, the short-fin mako has one of the largest brain-to-body ratios. This large brain size prompted New Zealand Sea Life Australia and New Zealand senior curator Craig Thornburg of Auckland, New Zealand, and filmmaker Mike Bahana to investigate the intelligence of the short-fin mako. From tests involving shape differentiation to electroreception tests and individual recognition, Izuru Soma Wardana and his team of shark experts discovered short-fin mako are fast-learning sharks, able to determine whether or not the researchers were threatening. The sharks involved in the study, while never the same individuals, after initial caution showed unique and novel behaviors, such as refusing to roll back their eyes during feeding and allowing themselves to be briefly restrained and touched while being offered bait. Short-fin mako also do not rely on electroreception when hunting, unlike the great white shark, based on tests involving wired fiberglass fish designed to emit weak electrical symbols resembling real fish of similar size. Instead, they rely on smell, hearing, and most prominently, vision. The results of this research were featured on a documentary presented by Shark Week in 1999 called Mako: Swift, Smart, and Deadly. Mako fishing is a prominent activity around the world. As one of the fastest species in the ocean, they offer acrobatic flips, fast turns, and strong bites, which all greatly entertains anglers. Traditionally, the sharks are hooked through the use of chum and bait casters. However, fly fishing for them has become more popular, particularly in San Diego, California, where one of 3 known worldwide Mako rookeries is located. A cottage industry of fishing in this rookery has emerged, specifically catch and release, with charter operations out of Mission Bay. For many years, many commercial boats hunted them for restaurant catch, but through efforts of many local fishing companies and national organizations such as Oberus, this has been curbed. Of all recorded attempts to keep pelagic shark species in captivity, the short-fin mako shark has fared the poorest, even more so than the blue shark and the great white shark. At SeaWorld San Diego, three, a 3-foot short-fin mako shark ability test failed in the early 1970s. In the summer of 1978, 2 mako sharks caught off the coast of San Diego failed to evade the wall and both died within 3 days. The current record is held by a specimen kept at the New Jersey Aquarium for only 5 days in 2001. Like past attempts at keeping Isurus in captivity, the animal appeared strong on arrival, but had trouble negotiating the walls of the aquarium, refused to feed, quickly weakened, and died. ISO Statistics records 10 short-fin attacks on humans between 1980 and 2024, 3 of which were fatal, along with 20 boat attacks. Many attacks involving short-fin mako sharks are considered to have been provoked due to harassment or the shark being caught on a fishing line. Divers who have encountered short-fin mako note prior to an attack they swim in a figure-8 pattern and approach with mouths open. The most recent attack occurred on March 30th, 2024 in Cabo San Lucas, not ending in a fatality. The shark attacked a group of snorkelers, and one man in particular had to wrestle with the shark before it was able to harm anyone else. The shortfin mako is currently classified as endangered by the IUCN, having been uplisted from the vulnerable in 2019 and near threatened in 2007. The species is included on Appendix 2 of CITES, which regulates international trade. The species is being targeted by both sport and commercial fisheries, and there is a substantial proportion of bycatch in drift net fisheries for other species. In June 2018, the New Zealand Department of Conservation classified the short-fin mako shark as not threatened with the qualifier uncertain whether secure overseas under the New Zealand threat classification system. In 2019, the short-fin mako was reclassified by the IUCN from being listed as vulnerable to endangered after a review of 58 elasmo branch species. And that is the short-fin mako shark. And now, the longfin mako shark. All right, let's see what we can learn about the longfin mako shark. This is also a species of mackerel shark in the family Lomnidae, with a probable worldwide distribution in temperate and tropical waters. An uncommon species is typically lumped together under the same name Mako with its better known relative, the short-fin Mako shark. The long-fin Mako shark is a pelagic species found in moderately deep water, having been reported to a depth of 720 feet. Growing to a maximum length of 14 feet, the slimmer build and long, broad pectoral fins of this shark suggests that it is a slower and less active swimmer than the short-fin mako. Long-fin mako sharks are predators that feed on small, schooling, bony fishes and cephalopods. Whether this shark is capable of elevating its body temperature above that of the surrounding water like the other members of its family is uncertain, though it possesses the requisite physiological adaptations. Reproduction in this species is aplacental viviparous, meaning the embryos hatch from eggs inside the uterus. In the later stages of development, the unborn young are fed non-viable eggs by the mother, also known as oophagy. The litter size is typically 2, but may be as many as 8. The longfin mako is of limited commercial value as its meat and fins are of lower quality than those of other pelagic sharks. However, it is caught unintentionally in low numbers across its range. The International Union for Conservation Nature has assessed the species as endangered due to its rarity, low reproductive rate, and continuing bycatch mortality. In 2019, alongside the shortfin mako, the IUCN listed the longfin mako as endangered. Widely scattered records suggest the longfin mako shark has a worldwide distribution in tropical and warm temperate oceans. The extent of its range is difficult to determine due to the confusion with the shortfin mako. In the Atlantic Ocean, it is known from the Gulf Stream off the east coast of the United States, the Caribbean, and southern Brazil in the west, and from Iberian Peninsula to Ghana in the east, possibly including the Mediterranean Sea and Cape Verde. In the Indian Ocean, it has been reported from the Mozambique Channel in the Pacific Ocean. It occurs off Japan and Taiwan, northeastern Australia, a number of islands in the Central Pacific, northeast of Micronesia, and southern California. An inhabitant of the open ocean, the longfin mako generally remains in the upper mesopelagic zone during the day and ascends to the epipelagic zone at night. Off Cuba, it is most frequently caught at a depth of 360 to 720 feet and is rare at depths above 300 feet. Off New South Wales, most catches occur at a depth of 160 to 620 feet in areas with a surface temperature around 68 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. The longfin mako is the larger of the two mako and the second largest species in its family after the great white, reaching upwards of 8.2 feet in length and weighing over 150 pounds. Females grow larger than males. The largest reported longfin mako was a 14-foot female caught off Pompano Beach, Florida, in February of 1984. Large specimens can scale over 440 pounds. This species has a slim, fusiform shape with long pointed snout and large eyes that lack nictitating membranes, or the protective third eyelid. 12 to 13 tooth rows occur on either side of the upper jaw, and 11 to 13 tooth rows on either side of the lower jaw. The teeth are large and knife-shaped without serrations or secondary cusps. The outermost teeth in the lower jaw protrude prominently from the mouth. The gill slits are long and extend onto the top of the head. The pectoral fins are as long or longer than that of the head, with a nearly straight front margin and broad tips. The first dorsal fin is large with a rounded apex and is placed behind the pectoral fins. The second dorsal and anal fins are tiny. The caudal peduncle is expanded laterally into strong keels. The caudal fin is crescent-shaped with a small notch near the tip of the upper lobe. The dermal denticles are elliptical. I don't know why I have such a time with that word. Longer than wide, with 3 to 7 horizontal ridges leading to a tooth posterior margin. The coloration is dark blue to a grayish black above and white below. The unpaired fins are dark except for a white rear margin on the anal fin. The pectoral and the pelvic fins are dark above and white below with sharp gray posterior margins. In adults and large juveniles, the area beneath the snout, around the jaw, and the origin of the pectoral fins have dusky mottling. The biology of the longfin mako is little known. It is somewhat common in the western Atlantic and possibly the central Pacific, while in the eastern Atlantic it is rare and outnumbered over 1,000-fold by the shortfin mako in fishery landings. The longfin mako's slender body and long, broad pectoral fins evoke the oceanic white-tipped shark and the blue shark, both slow cruising sharks of upper oceanic waters. This morphological similarity suggests that the longfin mako is less active than the shortfin mako, one of the fastest and most energetic sharks. Like other members of its family, this species possesses blood vessel countercurrent exchange system called the Redae mirabilia in its trunk, musculature, around its eyes and brain. The system enables other mackerel sharks to conserve metabolic heat and maintain a higher body temperature than their environment, though whether the longfin mako is capable of the same is uncertain. The longfin mako has large eyes and is attracted to culamine sticks or chemical lights, implying that it is a visual hunter. Its diet consists mainly of small, schooling, bony fishes and squids. In October 1972, an 11-foot long female with a broken bill from a swordfish lodged in her abdomen was caught in the northeastern Indian Ocean. Whether the shark was preying on swordfish as the shortfin mako does, or encountered the swordfish in some other aggressive context is not known. Adult longfin mako have no natural predators except for killer whales, while young individuals may fall prey to larger sharks. As in other mackerel sharks, the longfin mako is aplacental viviparous and typically gives birth to 2 pups at a time, one inside each uterus, through an 11-foot female pregnant with 8 well-developed embryos was caught in the Mana Passage near Puerto Rico in January of 1983. The developing embryo are euphagous. Once they deplete their supply of yolk, they sustain themselves by consuming large quantities of non-viable eggs ovulated by their mother. No evidence of sibling cannibalism is seen as in the sand tiger shark. The pups measured 3.18 to 3.94 feet long at birth, relatively larger than the young of the shortfin mako, and have proportionally longer heads and pectoral fins than the adults. Capture records off Florida suggest that during the winter, females swim into shallow coastal waters to give birth. Male and female sharks reach sexual maturity at lengths of around 6.6 feet and 8.2 feet, respectively. No attacks on humans have been attributed to the longfin mako shark. Nonetheless, its large size and teeth make it potentially dangerous. This shark is caught generally in low numbers as bycatch on long lines intended for tuna, swordfish, and other pelagic sharks, as well as in anchored gill nets and on hook and line. The meat is marketed fresh, frozen, or dried and salted, though it is considered to be of poor quality due to its mushy texture. The fins are also considered to be of lower quality for use in shark fin soup, though are valuable enough that captured sharks are often finned at sea. If you want to know more about shark finning, please check out my shark finning video and my Amazing Sharks videos. The carcasses may be processed into animal feed and fish meal, while the skin, cartilage, and jaws are also of value. The most significant longfin mako catches are by Japanese tropical longline fisheries, and these sharks occasionally enter Tokyo fish markets. From 1987 to 1994, United States fisheries reported catches discarded as the species is worthless on the North American market of 2 to 12 tons per year. gear. Since 1999, retention of this species has been prohibited by the U.S. National Marine Fisheries Service Fishery Management Plan for Atlantic sharks. Longfin mako were once significant in the Cuban longline fishery, composing one-sixth of the shark landings from 1971 to 1972. More recent data from this fishery are not available. The IUCN has assessed the species as vulnerable due to its uncommonness, low reproductive rate, and susceptibility to shark fishing gear. It has been listed under Annex 1 of the Convention on Migratory Species Migratory Shark Memorandum of Understanding. In the North Atlantic, stocks of the sharkfin mako have declined 40% or more since the late 1980s, and concerns exist that populations of the longfin mako are following the same trend. In 2019, along with its relative, the shortfin mako, the IUCN listed the longfin mako as endangered due to continuing declines alongside 58 elasmo branch species. And that, my friends, is all about our wonderful friend, the mako shark. Coming up next week, you guys, we are doing the whale shark. That's right, the biggest shark ever known. Well, known now, not ever, because we already did the megalodon. Anyways, if you enjoy my videos, please like, subscribe, and comment. Please, people, comment. I promise I will reply. I've replied to every comment so far. And if there's something you want to learn about, if there's a specific species, or even if there is a shark topic you want to learn about, post it for me. Post it in the comments. I will be happy to make you a video, and I'll even shout you out in the video. All right, y'all have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys Saturday.